Good. Okay. So now the next thing we want to do is we're going to go ahead and steal some code to get started, and we're going to steal that from bootsipp. Part of this class is knowing how to leverage and use open resource opportunities as well as code, available code, because part of HTML5 application development is being a rapid developer, meaning making use of your resources and leveraging whatever you can to get the job done as quickly as you can. So in this case, what we're going to do is we're actually just going to go out and look for header, and what we want actually is the I believe it's this one. Let's go have a peek at it. We want to, yes, this is the one we want to steal from. So the way that we're going to do this, borrow from not steal, is we're going to go out and you want to pay attention. Whoever submitted this, I think they left that there to represent that they want the script in the head. And so we'll go ahead and copy the script, and we'll come up here in the head, and we'll make this the last thing that it processes in the head. And we'll go ahead and clean that up a little bit and push that in. So if you notice, it's a function init, and what that does for us is all of this is contained inside this function and will not go unless it is called. This is using actually straight JavaScript to say window load, and then it calls the function, and what the function does is it goes ahead and it puts a listener, it listens to the header so that it can change the styling of the header. Next thing that we want to do is we're going to go grab CSS. So before we do that, let's create a folder and call it assets. And inside the assets folder, let's create JS, and let's create CSS, and inside the CSS folder, let's create a new file, and let's call it style.css. And in our JS folder, let's create a new file, and let's call it app.js. And actually, now in this case, let's go ahead and just make it, we'll keep the files spread apart for now, just so that we can develop and troubleshoot more easily. So in this case, I'm going to look at what the name is, and it's resize and fixed header. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to name it header-resize.js. That way we can keep our code separate for now. Eventually we do want to bring it together. We're going to go back now, and we're going to grab the rest of the HTML code that's available to us, and we're going to scroll down, and at this point you could actually close the script, close the head, so that things aren't so confusing, and we'll Control V that in there, and the code should be in there. So let's clean it up a little bit, and there's the code that we pulled from bootsipp, which at this point should give us something decent. So we'll open it in Chrome and we'll see, and we can see we have the content. What we don't have is the CSS. So we'll go back, we'll grab the CSS, and we're going to select it all, and we're going to copy it. And while we're at it, we're going to come over here, and just like we named that header resize, we're going to actually create a CSS file called that too. Header-resize. Again, .css. Keep it all relative. Additionally, help with troubleshooting and developing. And we'll go ahead and we'll save that. And in order to get a look at it now to see how it's really gonna look and things like that, what we want to do is go ahead and put it up here in our header. I'm just bumping that down so I can read it better, so it's more coder friendly, let's call it. And let's go ahead and link our style sheet to the one that we created. Does a great job at giving us an opportunity to use some of the features and functions of Dreamweaver. Let's go out and take a peek at if that made a difference or not. Should have, and it did. We basically have everything except for that little bit of JavaScript to kick that off. And the way that where we'll get that is we'll actually go in here to the JS portion of it, and we'll go ahead and we'll select it all and copy. We'll go up here into our header-resize.js, and we'll put that right in there, and we'll save it and close that window out. And we're going to go ahead down here with everything else, and considering a lot of it's dependent on Bootstrap and jQuery, let's go ahead and just put it down here underneath all of them. That way we know that when it loads, it'll load after the jQuery and the Bootstrap, and that will allow us to call those functions without a problem. So let's go out and take a peek, see how we're doing, and we should get the resizing, which we do now. Pretty cool effect. Nice for an app. Awesome.